blah 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 blah. So the reason I'm filming in this room is this is actually the only room in the house that we didn't know what to do it. I think it was a study room, but we moved all the furniture from there to other rooms, and now this is like empty and boring like this. But because it has the best lighting in the house, I use it as an art room for art projects, photography and videos like this, and it's actually really nice. So, oh, by the way, this beautiful scarf is by Cosmic Drifters. Check them out on Instagram. So right now I'm filming in front of a window, and it's really distracting because there are so many birds flying around, and they're flying in like, you know, these V shapes like this, and it's such a symmetry. Good for you, bird. Maybe they're geese. Is that the correct word? Geese, goose, geese. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing this video because when I was back in Greece, I had this little jar that I wrote little notes inside about myself and things that I wanted to change and I did not like, and also things that I want to achieve for myself, like character traits and things like that. And I put them in this jar at the end of the year, like in 31st of December. So I started doing it randomly and for fun, but the last 2 years I did it like religiously. I did it like a tradition I created, and I didn't bring many stuff here, like decor stuff, apart from my clothes and my sketchbooks and my photography supplies like tripod, camera. So I didn't bring my jar. And the other thing I did when I was putting the new papers, I like put all the old ones away. I saw which ones were the ones I changed in me, and I like burned them or buried them in the ground. Like weird stuff, but this was my way of letting all the bad things about me go and like making room for new and better things. And it's sad because I really wanted to see which traits I changed from last year when I did this, but yeah, I wanted to make this video to remind me of all the things I did in 2019 and were like milestones, like things that changed me, like things that played a huge role on my character development. Oh great, my battery is dying. Okay, I hope I can finish this video before my camera dies, so let's get into it. 2019, it was, I think, my second greatest year on this last 5 years, because I like to put them in ranks, in like which was the best one and which was the shittiest one. And the first one is 2015. 2019 was my second best year, and here's why. First of all, 2019 started off with me having my first job, which it may not sound significant to you, but for me it was so important because I did not have any experience, any work experience back then. I was studying and like making art on my free time, so, and I don't think I should be a saint to like admit it, but I did not need a job because my parents were kind of supporting me, and it was, I know I feel guilty because I know so many young people working from the age of 16, but it was so important to me that I kept this like innocence till my early 20s, because working is such, it makes you realize that the good times are over and you have to be more serious and more like boring adult, you know. So I knew that I had to start doing it at some point, but I was delaying it because it was so nice to just spend time with my friends and have free time to relax and do what I want. But apart from that, I worked at a small internet cafe. It was like 10 minutes from where I lived, so it was in my neighborhood, and it was really nice working there, although it was a customer service job, and to this day I hate customer service jobs. I don't know if you like it, good for you. It's a really hard job, so fucking hard. You have to be thick-skinned and... But anyway, through that job, I became more confident and I believed in myself that I can have like the responsibility and to do all these tasks. And apart from that, I met so many new people there that we became friends, and to this day we're still friends. I really cherish these moments back there. So yeah. And at the beginning of January, I had only 3 courses at the university. 2 of them were examined by coursework, so you had to write like 20 pages of something, research, literature reviews and things like that. And the other one was like the traditional exams. And at that point I have already completed the coursework, so I only had the exams. And I think it was in late January, something like that. I went and I sit through the exams, and at the time I was like finishing. The last were like more like this, because it was programming. Sun disappeared. Okay. Yeah, I knew that this was the last time I'm gonna be in a university like classroom and writing exams, and it was so exciting. I wanted to jump and scream, but at the same time I had to contain myself because that's weird. And yeah, I actually got a 10 grade, which was the highest grade at that, and I had never gotten a 10 grade before ever, and it was like the last exam and it was the best mark. So yeah, that was a fun story. So yeah, I finished university in 2019 and I got my first job in 2019. Another thing that happened in 2019, I lost a lot of friends. While I made new friends, I lost some of my old ones, and that was a really sad part. I also had a lot of conflicts like in what to do in life, and I was feeling lost, so it wasn't all nice and shiny. But all of these experiences may be bad, but they are still experiences and they help me grow and become a better person. So I know it sucks to lose a friend, it sucks to lose a loved one, but this is how life is, and you just have to deal with it, because you'll meet more people in the future and it's gonna be fine. Even for a person like me, I'm antisocial as fuck and I still manage to have a few good friends. Even though they're new friends, like I know them for a year or something, I feel really close to them. It doesn't matter how long you know a person. Seem like good people, it's fine. You don't have to know them for like ages. So another like huge thing that happened in 2019, and I think it's like one of the most important things that happened to me, is that I went to like the most crazy destinations. So I've been traveling abroad since 2015, and the first place I went was London, then Paris, then Berlin, Amsterdam, Prague, Vienna, Munich and Venice. And although in 2018 I went to like a lot of places, whereas in 2019 I went only to 2 places, I felt like it was more important because I went to, like as I said before, the greatest and craziest destinations. 2019 in April actually, I went to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It was my first time ever traveling outside of Europe, and it was crazy. It was such an amazing place. Like, I'm not a city person, I don't like buildings and things like that, but in the downtown Vancouver, all the fucking skyscrapers, it was so crazy. It was like, for a Greek girl like me, with like only knowing small neighborhoods and small houses, going like this and looking all the skyscrapers, like touching the sky, it was so crazy. And the other thing I really loved about Canada is that you can drive or even take the bus like for a few like kilometers and you'll just end up in a fucking rainforest, and it's crazy because I love nature, as you noticed from some photos on my Instagram, and I wanted a house, like a house there in the woods. So yeah, apart from that, I really like the market, the food choices. It was like you were in a whole other planet. So many choices, so fun things to do, eat, see. So yeah, I went there for 2 weeks, and it was also the longest I've been in another place. But yeah, that was the first one. And the other one is I went on July to the Faroe Islands, and let me tell you, it was a place I didn't even knew it existed. Like a year and a half ago, I just found out about it randomly through Instagram. I was just scrolling at Nordic sceneries because I really like the north of Europe. It's like beautiful, Scandinavian, things like that. And I found out this page with like pictures from Faroe Islands, and I got hooked. I really wanted to go, but I had it on my mind like a crazy like distant destination I might go when I grow up and have more money, because it's expensive up there. And although I always travel on budget, I like stay at Airbnbs or hostels, because I was first like really scared of hostels and like sharing a room with strangers, but you have to keep in mind that most of these people like are like you and probably feel like you. All of these people are young, they just want to travel Europe. No one means any harm, and most of the hostels have rules saying that the ages allowed are from 18 to like 30, so you won't end up with a strange old man there. So yeah, no worries for that. And yeah, when I decided to go somewhere in the north for the summer to just avoid the hotness we have in Greece, I initially thought about going to Denmark, like Copenhagen. And it's such a beautiful city. When I was looking at stuff to do in Copenhagen, there weren't many things to do. I mean, I only wanted to stay for a week. I felt like there weren't many things to do in Copenhagen for a week, because you can only see the city in, like, it will take you 2 days to see almost everything. And so I decided to go somewhere else from there, and I checked them up, and there they are, the Faroe Islands, the page I saw on Instagram. I have never seen, like, I thought they were like near Iceland, but like more northern, although in reality they are between Scotland and Iceland, like in the middle. So they weren't that far from Copenhagen, and it was easier to go there. And honestly, I see photos and I can't believe I went there. It's like, it's a craziest place on earth. It's so beautiful. It's like Middle Earth kind of beauty. You see like these wild mountains and cliffs, like crazy waves. So the last thing I really loved about 2019 was that for the first time in my life I went to actually live abroad. So living abroad was something I always wanted to do. I always dreamed about doing, but didn't feel like it was the right time to do. And on September 2019 I gathered my stuff, all my life belongings, and went to Scotland, which is a country I really love. It was a country I always wanted to live, either Scotland, England, or somewhere in America or Canada. So yeah, I'm currently living for 4 months, almost 4. Yeah, let's say almost 4 months in Aberdeen. It's in the northeast of Scotland. It's a great experience so far, although there were so many times that I just sat on the floor and cried, and like asking to myself, why did you do this? This is crazy. But I think it's really important for me to, I feel like I'm growing like 3 times faster than I did back in Greece, because I'm learning everything the hard way. One of the things I learned here is not to put boiling water in a hot water bottle, because it's gonna explode on you, and boiling water on your skin is really bad and painful. So yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to do this is I wanted to travel more from here, see the Highlands, see the rest of the Scotland, maybe go to Ireland. And like Scotland is in this perfect place on the map where all the nice and awesome places I want to visit are near it. But since I'm not sure for how long I'm gonna stay here and I don't have enough time and money because of my current job, I don't know if I'll be able to do all this, and it sucks, but at the same time it's gonna teach me a lesson that life is not always so easy. And even though I always travel on budget and like try to keep everything under a tight schedule, I'm not gonna be able to do everything that I want, and it's fine. Like all these places, they're not gonna leave or disappear from the map. So yeah, I really want to see as many places as I want, but I try not to rush myself because I start getting anxious and it's not healthy. In the May of 2019, I got my degree in applied informatics. It was my graduation ceremony. It wasn't the career path I wanted. The bad thing about the educational system in Greece is like you have to choose what you want to become from the age of 17. And that's what I did because I was pressured by my parents and teachers, and I chose to study applied informatics and computer science and things like that, because they told me that it's better to find a job, which is a big fat lie, because I've been applying to jobs here and no one's hiring you because they want you to have experience, like 2-3 years of experience, but I just graduated a few months back. They don't care. Before I even got to university, I imagined myself graduating from there, because I don't like it, honestly. I prefer doing and learning something more physical, like technical, like art. I don't want to study and study and study. It's not my type. Like academic careers, no. So that was my 2019 experience, and I hope 2020 is gonna be way more intense, way more adventurous, and honestly, I hope that in the next year I'm gonna become the strong and independent woman I always aspire to be, and like start having a career in something that I like. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want me to make more videos like this, because it's a goal I set in 2020 to start doing the things I always wanted to do, because time is running out, I guess, and we're all gonna die, so why not start doing it, That was my excuse for making this video. No, not really. So, bye! And oh wow! That's a weird looking bird. Oh, and it's eating the seeds, like these little red seeds from the tree. Oh my god! There are so many birds here in Scotland, and I really like birds. Oh, I need to start this video. I need to make an intro and an outro, and I don't know. I don't. Like, so. Yeah, after this lovely break from my roommate. Oh god, this is gonna be cringy when I'm gonna edit it. And I think I will not end up uploading this video. If I upload this video, I'm so sorry you had to watch that.